Today I'm going to demonstrate to you how to properly take your measurements so that you can have a good, accurate fit, since I'm not there to do it for you. There are 3 pages that you'll need to do, and then you'll need a tape measure. The first measurement we're going to take is the chest circumference. When you're taking this measurement, sometimes they might go like this. Make sure they're not raising their shoulders. They're relaxing, standing naturally, not having their arms out like this because that can affect it also, but just naturally with their shoulders dropped and their arms relaxed. When you're doing the bust, make sure you're not pulling it tight. Same on the hips. You don't want to be pulling it tight. It needs to be snug and secure so that there isn't any extra fullness, but you need to not be pulling it tight. You're going to come right around the fullest point. You need to have someone help you because you need to make sure, standing on the side, you can see that the tape measure is parallel. Not like this, not like this, not across there, but straight across the bust point and parallel to the floor. And then you see where the end matches up, and that's what you will mark down on your paper. Next measurement we're going to take is under bust. So it's basically where your bra line would hit under your chest. And again, you're going to make sure that it's parallel. So standing onto the side so that you can see the tape and make sure it's parallel to the floor. Next measurement is called the dart point vertical, and the main reason that I need this is to know where to place your neckline. So it starts from the shoulder down to the bust point. The next one is the natural waist, the point that comes in most narrowly, but it's also the point, sometimes that's not always the case, but if you have them bend to the side, it's where you bend, right here. That's the natural waist. Again, you want to make sure that it's parallel to the floor, right at that point where they bend for the natural waist. Next one is the low waist circumference, and this is going to be a place where if they want to have a more of a low-waisted shorts or something, that where their actual waistline will hit down low. So it's in between the natural waist and the hip line, right where they would like to have their waistline hit. Next is the center back length. And this goes from this bone here down to that natural waist. And it's easy if you put your finger right there so you can know exactly where that is. The next one is the back shoulder width. So this is coming from shoulder point to shoulder point across the back. The next one is the neck circumference. This will be important if it's a high-waisted neckline. And it goes just right around the circumference of the middle of the neck. The next one is the hip circumference. Now this is going to be different depending on the figure type of the person that you're measuring, but you want it to be at the fullness part of the hip. Sometimes that's down lower, sometimes it's up higher. This is the general hip area, and you want it right at the fullness point. It's easiest to get down like this so you can make sure that you're parallel to the floor, going right over that fullness, and again, not pulling it tight to do the hip measurement. The next one is the crotch length. It's going to be going from the center front at the waistline, down around through and back up to the back, center back at the waistline. That's the crotch length. Next one is the bicep circumference. And again, you don't want them to spread their arm out wide because that could affect the muscle in their bicep. So just loose, hanging, and then just right around the bicep there. For the underarm to elbow length, you want them to have just rest their hand on their hip like this, and you're measuring from under the arm to the elbow. The underarm to wrist length is very similar. You're going from under the arm to the elbow and down to the wrist at that wrist bone. We're going to be measuring the center back knee length. So that's starting up here and going down to their knee. For the center back floor length, you're going to do the same thing. From the neck bone all the way down to the floor. For the pant inseam length, you can have the person that you're measuring hold this for privacy issues. You want to hold it on the inside of your leg at the very top. You're standing naturally with your legs shoulder width apart. Hold that up there on the end. And then I'm going to come down to her ankle bone. This one is for the knee depth, and it's going to go from the natural waist point down to the knee. And the last one is height. And when you're measuring height, you want to start from the top of the head all the way down to the floor. Well, thank you for watching. If you want me to make you a costume and you don't live in my area for me to do the measurements for you, this is the way for you to do it. If you want to contact me as you're doing this, if you have any questions, my contact information below, and you can find me at my website. Thanks for watching.